incriminate, so criminal.
Shalom, Mishpachah, shalom, and welcome to another Friday Night Live. Hope we can be heard clearly, seen clearly. Let us know if we need to make any adjustments before we start.
Those folks are criminals.
That's right.
That's what the song is saying. They're criminals. Criminals. Greetings, loved ones. Happy Friday Night Live to each and all. Hope and pray that we're coming through okay in the microphones. All praise to our King. Welcome back, family, to another Friday Night Live. Greetings to each and all. I'm glad that we're able to make it tonight, this evening, probably in the morning, wherever you are. Shalom to our families down in the Caribbean. Shalom to each and all. Brother Scott, shalom, brother. Hope you're doing well. I hope the sun is shining bright. Well, actually, right now, no, it's not bright. It's over here is bright. Over there is dark, pitch black.
Yeah, I should be going dark.
It's already dark. It's already dark, yeah. You know, sometimes we forget being up here in the States and stuff, how when you're down in the islands, the sun around before 7 o'clock, the sun has closed its eyes. Mm-hmm. You know, and if you live up in the hills somewhere, it's even darker, right? But over here in the U.S., the sun goes hot all the way through, sometimes almost like after 9 and stuff, right? Depends on where you're located. So
Especially as it gets later into the summer,
Yeah.
it goes up to late hours of the night.
yeah, and we gotta soak all that sun in because after that, it's back to the freezer.
Winter cometh.
Yeah. And shalom to the families down in South and Central America. Greetings to you all. I pray that everything is well with you. And to the families right here in these divided states of America. I tell you, it's clear. It's divided. It is divided. And anyway, we'll save that for a moment.
Yeah.
Shalom to the family across the border in Canada. Make room. People will be coming up pretty soon. People will be coming up real soon. Stangela, make room over there. Make room. You are most welcome. All right. We're gonna have to get the signal. Flash, flash, flash.
Yeah.
Flash, flash, flash. Come on, flash, flash, flash. And then you just see Hebrews hopping over the border real quick.
Mm-hmm. Looking left and right.
Get around. Shh. We don't want to run into the Mounties, right?
Nope.
We don't want to run into the Mounties with the red jackets on.
Red
You know what I mean? Red coats. The Mounties, Bullwinkle,
Bullwinkles, yeah.
the Bullwinkle, and the Mounties. We don't want to run into that, sis. So, you take us underground. All right. Well, shalom to the families over in the UK. Don't think because you're under the king that you don't have the same problems that we have over here, okay? You're in the same boat. It's just with a different accent,
That's
okay?
right.
I know that you're the original English over there, but and we are the ones with the messed up English,
Mm-hmm.
but it's no different. Shalom to the families down in Africa. Greetings to each and every one of you. Hope you all are doing well likewise. And shalom to the families over in Europe, Middle East, Far East, and every island of the sea.
If they're going to have a Far East or Middle East, I don't know.
Well, brethren, before we even pray, let me just say that I hope and pray that the Mishpachah in the East, the middle of the East, is doing okay. Because as you can see very well, there is war that has broken out between Well, one started a fight, and the Blue Star over Jerusalem started a fight, and they've been trying for the longest time to get rid of the Persians, or the people who proclaim to be Persians, because a lot of things have shifted over the centuries, right? They've been trying to get rid of these folks for the longest time. So finally, they have the opportunity, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
We have to watch and see what's going on with the prices of goods, foods, oil. So many things is about to unfold. And it seems like a lot of things are just unraveling. Right here in the United States, things are just unraveling. Throughout the world, people are scrambling. Now you got 2 wars, right? Technically, what is it? Well,
One.
no, I would say you got
About 3 wars.
Israel fighting the Israelis fighting the Palestinians, Gaza, right?
And now they're fighting Iran.
And now they're fighting Iran. Then you got the U.S. is fighting the guys over in Yemen. You got Ukraine for sure.
Russia.
You got India and Pakistan still haven't sorted their business out. You got the Chinese circling around Japan, taunting them, and they're preparing to go into Taiwan. You have over in South America, the big boy Maduro. You know what I mean? He wants to take a slice out of the country of Guyana over there. And then everything else in between. A lot of stuff is happening. And when you look over in Africa, you got stuff happening over there too. And some of them are mentioned by the news media, the major news networks, and some of it is suppressed by the same news media. And the only way you can get the news, the real news, is by watching YouTube or things of that nature, because you got independent news sources that right on the ground, they can tell you exactly what is happening. But yes, Brother Zechariah, Yisrael, Matthew 24 is coming to light. And what is it, Luke 21? You know?
Mark 13.
Yeah, so when we see these things happen, family, we know that it's wrapping up on behalf of the real Israelites, right? Because these people over there is trying to create the greater Israel. The greater Israel runs up to Turkey. It stretches out to Jordan over that side, and it runs into Africa. It's a huge territory, right?
Yeah.
And according to the scriptures, the only way that's going to happen is who?
When our Mashiach comes back.
When our Messiah returns. He is the one that's going to set everything up. So don't be fooled with all of this stuff. Most of those Israelis don't believe in God.
Nope.
Or they're not even religious. They don't go to synagogue. If they do, it's usually during a feast, a high holy day, feast day. It's almost like 4th of July for them.
It's a show.
Yeah. But do they really care? No. They just want to have a good time and so forth. And I also heard a report about the Israeli government actually built the military headquarters beneath like bunkers and military headquarters beneath a lot of civilian structures. Why do you think that is, Mishpachah? Because remember, they used to complain about
Hidden target.
Hamas, being embedded themselves in hospitals and schools and different things like that. So why criticize the other people when you're doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Anyway, as things unfold, we don't know. I want everyone to please always watch the news, pay attention, make sure you got things in your home, because you don't know. You can go to sleep at night, and before the daybreak, something can happen here in America or in Europe or wherever. So you have to make sure that you don't be idle about this business. This is very, very important. Okay?
That's right.
Important things that are happening. And please keep in mind, Turkey is a strong supporter of the Palestinians. Keep that in mind. They have over 1 million troops ready to march. Over 1 million troops. And I think they're also nuclear equipped too.
That's right.
So a lot of things are about to unfold. And we just got to watch and see what is happening. And then you got Egypt at the border, even though they are playing the game, they are watching everything carefully because things can just unravel real quick. All right? So with that said, we're going to have Elder open up with a word of prayer so we can have tonight's class, which I think is a good one. And I believe that we all got to stay sharp in understanding who is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right? Elder?
All praises to the Most High, all praises. Father in heaven, we thank you, we praise you. As things is unfolding, the world is getting together, Father in heaven, we know that your time is almost at the end to return to rescue your children. We thank you again for your loving kindness, for sparing our lives. Once again, that we can have this class tonight, Friday Night Live. We ask you, Father, to prepare our heart. Prepare all of us together, those that come for the first time. We pray that thou may help them, that they too may prepare themselves. Those that are sick, we ask, Father, that may heal them from the crown of their head to the sole of their feet, that they may receive healing and give you thanks and praise. We pray for our teachers, Brother Yana. We ask you, Father, to bless him. Brother O'Shea, likewise, as he's going to teach tonight, we ask you, Father, that may speak to him, through him, for him, and allow the words to come out fluently from his lips, from his heart, from to all of us. Bless Brother Yana as he read the words and they get together to present this program tonight, Father in heaven. We pray that thou may help us, that all of us will prepare ourselves for the words tonight and we will get ourselves ready. Be with us and guide us throughout the service. Allow everything to come out fluently, wonderful, and all of us will be blessed to give you thanks and praise because we love you and we thank you. Through your Son, Yahushua, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. All
Amen.
praises. Well, before we get started, one last thing I want to mention, family, why it is so important for us to try our best to be away from large centers and large communities and be more in a rural area because as recently there's a whole mess going on over in Tennessee where Musk has built a data center, okay, for AI data center, right? And he's using a lot of equipment that is emitting very nasty stuff in the air, okay? That even the city, many of the council people and so forth is not even aware. They didn't even sign off on this stuff. And it's emitting a lot of things. And guess where the center has been built? Guess where, Mishpaka? Guess where they built the center, the place? They built it, that's right, where Israelites live. In a so-called black community. And a lot of people have been suffering from things that are very similar to asthma and whatnot. Yes. And some people have died because of it.
Yeah.
And so that's just one. Now, of course, they will be building one or started building one over in Texas. And they'll be building those things all over the place. AI needs a lot of power, and they have been bringing in these turbine type generators that emits a whole lot of pollution in the air. Right? And so keep that in mind. This is why we talk about being away from a lot of these places.
Those major cities.
So that at least you could be able to live your life a little bit before everything falls apart, right? So with that said, we're going to get started with tonight's class. Okay.
So tonight's class, Mishpachah, because we are the children of Israel, and because we spread the message, we are always, like you just mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just mentioned that. But tonight's class has something very, very special. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We all know this song. That's the song, right? Yeah. All right, I'll stop it there. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The Most High's made them all. The Most High has created all of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, let's begin. John chapter 1, verses 3. We're going to start and get right into it.
It reads, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
So all things, Mishpachah, no matter what you see or you hear out there, everything was created by the Most High for his purpose. And we're going to see as we get through this class tonight how the Most High has prepared everything for his purpose and why he is doing so. Now, I had a conversation with several folks on this, and they were thinking that, you know, the Most High only created the good things and the bad things. He didn't create the bad things, and back and forth. So I kind of put some things together because we have talked about a lot of these things in time past in other classes, but I like to compilate a lot of these questions and bring it into perspective. So the Most High created everything, and without him was not anything made that was made. All right, so question. Can the Most High do whatever he wants?
Yeah, Mr. Cal, what do you think? Can the Most High do whatever he wants?
Put a 1 in the chat if he can do whatever you want. Put a 2 if you think he won't or he can't. Okay, so can the Most High do whatever he wants? Okay, so yes, the Most High can do whatever he wants. Why? Because he's the Most High. He's the creator of all. He's the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last. He's all.
Aleph Tav.
He's the chief, right?
Do whatever he wants. That's right.
And they say he's everywhere, omnipresent, all powerful, right? He has all the titles out there. Okay, so can he, being all powerful creator, change things whenever he sees fits? This is the question. Can he change things whenever he sees fit? Put a 1 if you think he can change things whenever he sees fit, or put a 2 if not.
That is a little sticky area.
Yes.
Can he, being the all-powerful creator, change things when he sees fit?
All right. So yes, he can change whatever he wants when he sees fit. However, the Most High is not like mankind, that is always changing and always in their feelings. Because you know how 1 minute we'll say we'll do this, and something comes up where we have a change of heart, circumstances, the temperature is not right, whatever the reason, and we change our minds, and we fall back on our words, and then things don't fall through like they should. And if the Most High was like mankind, I don't think, you know, the world itself would be the way it is today.
Well, the thing is that the Most High operates within his will, within his laws. He's not wishy-washy. That's going to contradict. He's not going to contradict his own will. Okay, it may appear that way to some people, but he doesn't contradict his own will. All right, we just don't have the proper understanding of a lot of things.
All right, let's look at the book of Numbers 23, verses 19 and 20. Let's start there.
It says, Elohim is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandments to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it.
See, so he is telling us here that the Most High already has spoken. He says, "Hath he said, and shall he not do it?" So all of the evidence that we have had from the beginning, from creation, we have seen the records. We have seen how our forefathers have spoken about, written, testified. Everything is there to show that the Most High comes through when he speaks. There is no, well, I can't do it this time. Maybe next time. Imagine if the Most High starts speaking that way. Like, shoot, man, I can't come and help you this time. I'm tied up over here. Remember when Daniel was praying, an angel came and says, I was held by the prince of what? Persia. But he still came. The message always has to come back. Once the word goes out, it's going to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I believe we can see a lot of how the Most High operate through a Near Eastern type policy. Remember when for example, Nebuchadnezzar, the Persians, when they said that the thing that has been written cannot be undone. Remember? The thing that has been done cannot be undone.
Mm-hmm.
When, for example, what is this? Darius, when they tricked him into writing a law,
The decree.
the decree
Uh-huh.
against Daniel, because they hated Daniel and they hated our people, but Daniel was the representative of our people. And so the king went out and got tricked into making this law.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the time came that Daniel, did his prayers, they said, "Oh, you see, he broke the commandments. No one should worship anyone but you, O king. Throw him into the lion's den."
The king had
The
to.
king tried his very best to see what he can change about that. They says, "Nope, the laws cannot be broken. It cannot be changed." That is a glimpse of how our Elohim works, right? And so when you read the scriptures, that incident that happened with in that situation is a glimpse of the other side of our Elohim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there's a portion in the book of Genesis 14 about the king of Tidal, and all of these kings that came against Sodom and Gomorrah and whatever it is, and one of the kings is called the other kings are vassals,
They are vassal
servants,
kings, yeah.
servant kings, and he's the head king, and they all have to serve him and so forth. And he made war. Well, it's the same thing about our Elohim. He's the king of kings, and all these other kings will have to serve him. They're still going to maintain their title as a king. So again, Numbers 23:20 is showing you it cannot be reversed.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at the book of Titus 1 and verse 2.
In hope of eternal life, which Elohim that cannot lie promised before the world began.
That's a very important statement right there. He made a promise long before the world ever came into existence. And that word is still prevalent and is still going through. It's still unfolding. It's like as the pages are turning, the words are unveiling itself every single day. And those pages are turning faster now.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrews 6 and 17.
Wherein Elohim, willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs a promise, the immutability of his counsel, confirm it by an oath. Let me get some water here.
Immutability of his
Sorry,
counsel.
Mishpachah.
So the Most High here is saying that this only is given to the heirs, those who were promised,
Mm-hmm.
to show the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath. So it's confirmed by an oath. Now you might be wondering what that word is. Immutability of things. Let's see what it says here. What does it mean to be immutable?
Immutable. Something that is immutable will never change or cannot be changed.
Cannot change or will never be changed.
That's right.
Hebrews 6 and verse 18.
It says that by two immutable things in which it was impossible for Elohim to lie, we might have a strong consolation who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us.
Every time we read something, it's saying the same thing. It's just confirming what was established, that the Most High has established His word way before He created anything. He put in play, this is what's going to happen. It's not going to change.
That's right.
And it's going to go forth till it's completed itself. And we will see why I'm bringing this out first before we start answering a lot of the questions, okay? All right, the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verses 6.
For I am Yahuwah, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Okay, so He changes not. We just saw before that He will never change, He can't change, all these different things that he's saying. You see, Hollywood has done an excellent job of making deception the way to go, because they love deceiving a lot of our people. This is not the MCU or the Marvel's comic universe. There is no Thanos and snapping of fingers. You know how in the movie he snapped his fingers and he changed the times and all that stuff?
Whoever's wearing that glove can change.
Have the power.
Yep.
That's not going to happen, Mishpachah. There's no snapping of fingers or snapping the heels together like I think, what is it? I Want to Go Home or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's
Dorothy.
Yep. Yellow Brick Road.
If He changes His word for any reason, we are done. We as Israel will become consumed. This is what He's saying here. He says, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Romans 2 and verse 11.
For there is no respect of persons with Elohim.
See, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that something that you said earlier, but it says if He changes His word for any reason, we are done, we're finished, right? The Bible says that all things are consist by Him. They're held together by Him.
Yeah.
And just imagine, hypothetically speaking, let's say that something happened where the Most High is gone. Mishpachah, if the Most High is gone, He just implode or something, hypothetically speaking, right? If that happens, everything is gone. Every single thing is like history, the existence of the memories of everything will be gone completely.
That's just something to think about, because it's like, where do we begin without Him? And that's something where the world itself loves to dabble in that gray area. This is why things are written for a reason. So there's no assumptions, no going back, no he say, she say, and that kind of thing going on there. So the Most High is not going to change, Mishpachah. His word has gone out. He doesn't respect persons like how we would take bribes and gifts and all kinds of different things.
And you know the colors that's on that glove?
Yeah.
It's the colors that they use in witchcraft. Those particular colors are very significant. The five elements, or the 5 stones, the 5 colors, and so forth is something that is normally used in witchcraft.
Yep. Best-selling author. The Most High is the author and creator. Everything that we see is because of His will. He wrote a special plot that identifies the characters and their roles. So tonight I'm going to paint a picture for y'all to kind of understand. I talk about it a few times, of how everything plays out and everything is going to happen according to what was written. Now, like I said, He wrote a special plot. And when you ask what a plot is, let's go to the next slide. You ask what a plot is. It says there are 5 different parts to a plot. Exposition, rise in action, climax, fall in action, and resolution. Read those for me.
Exposition, forefathers, and the covenant.
So the exposition was when He put that covenant with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. And then He passed everything down throughout the law, statutes, and commandments, the prophets, all the men, the judges, and so forth, all the way down to where we have today. Rise in action.
Exodus and the laws.
And this is where you see when we came out of Egypt, and he reestablished it now and put it in writing to say this is what needs to happen.
Climax. Jerusalem established.
This is when King David had established all of Jerusalem, and the world was at peace. Solomon was there, and everything was beautiful. And then, what happened?
It was beautiful locally. That's about it. But the world was still
Well, when I say that, because
with us.
it mentions when King Solomon was in charge, all the kingdoms of the earth was at peace.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it mentioned. So that was a taste of what is to come.
Very short taste.
And
That's more like a smell. It's not even a taste.
And then you see what's next?
Fall in action.
This is,
Prophecy of Deuteronomy 28.
This is when the kingdom was snatched. Like you said, it was a quick turnaround. This is when the Esau's kingdom took a hold, and you see where we are today. This is where we lie today. The fall in action. All of those captivities, those 6 captivities we went through, one after the next, to where we are right now. And we're coming to that those tip of the toes. And what's next is
resolution, which is the restoration and return of the king.
And this is the plot. This is what has been written from the beginning. The Most High, like I said, he is the best-selling author, because this is the #1 book. If you Google what's the #1 book, it'll say the Bible. But for some reason, it's the most controversial book.
And it's a book that's dealing with Israel specifically. I mean, that's the best. That's the main.
It's all about us, Mishpachah.
The main, yeah.
Okay, that's the beautiful thing about it. From the beginning to the middle to the end. These are the 5 parts of this plot. Okay, so before we begin, let's look into some words that will help us gain context and understand. Again, some things are given to us, while other things are kept secret to us. And it's for a good reason why certain things are kept that way. Deuteronomy 29 and 29.
The secret things belong unto Yahweh our Elohim, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law.
So it's written there for a particular reason, so we will not forget, because we have a very short attention span, all of us. I don't care what we say. We always forget things. This is why the Most High put it in writing that we have to do this thing daily. He says, every time you wake up, when you lie down, when you sit down, when you go to work, it's mentioned that we're supposed to learn and keep learning it and teaching it, because we will end up forgetting. So all the secret things, Mishpachah, the hard questions that people want to ask, what color shoes is he wearing?
Yeah.
How long is his beard?
Does he have blue eyes?
It's all kind of questions. He says there are certain things that he revealed unto us, and those things that he revealed unto us are found in the Bible throughout all the scriptures, the Psalms, the Proverbs, through the prophecies, in the letters. Everything is there for our learning.
Hallelujah.
All right, so let's look at these words. We're going to look up the word good to start with.
The word good, to be desired or approved of. Number 2, having the qualities required for a particular role.
Now I find that one very interesting. So let me go back a minute, because remember I talked about having a particular role. It says identifies the characters and their roles.
Roles, that's right.
So we have a particular role to play. Everyone in this world has a particular role to play. So good means having the qualities required for a particular role. Over here, what does it say? Let's read the highlighted parts.
Okay, it says it's an adjective, it's actions, etc. Right or desirable quality.
So actions, meaning that you have to perform something. It's just not, you're just good and you're just sitting there not doing anything. It's something that you have to do, which is something right. Doing good is always tied to doing something right. And it goes a little deeper than that too. Let's look at the word evil.
evil, profoundly immoral and wicked.
Uh-huh.
Profound immorality and wickedness, especially when regarded as a supernatural force.
That's dealing with the spiritual side.
Old English, when we read the whole thing, bad, vicious, ill, wicked, from the Proto-Germanic.
That's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so bad, vicious, ill, wicked. So you notice it keeps saying profound, profound. It's just saying that it's so bad. It's like you can't make this stuff up. That's why when you read in Genesis, it talks about every imagination, because it wasn't something that they're just thinking about,
No.
but it was something that was just there
It's
constantly.
like they just can't help themselves,
They
but
can't
do,
help
but
themselves.
do wicked things, you know.
So good mishpachah refers only to keepers of the law, only to those to whom the law was given to. Let's look at Sirach 15 and verse 1.
He that feareth Yahweh will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her.
And the fear is what? Fearing
Respect.
is keeping the commandments. That's that
Respecting him.
love. That's that honor. That's that respect. It says, he that feareth Yahuwah will do good. It's not a maybe or a might. It's a will. That's something that will happen.
And that goes to the root of us being the people of the book, because you find that the people who are in control of churchianity, for some reason, they always try to find ways to change the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. I mean, most of what's written in the book, the foundation, the Torah itself, is based on laws, statutes, and commandments. And what we read in the rest of the book, the prophets and so forth, is dealing with the lives of the people who lived out the laws, statutes, and commandments. If they didn't live it out, they were judged for not living out the laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's what it
But
was.
now the church comes along now and they change things up. It says that, again, Sirach 15:1, he that feareth or respect Yahweh will do good. What is good? But keeping the commandments, right? Keeping the commandments. So how can you identify yourself as being a good character when you're always trying to change the things that the Most High already established? If he says I don't change, and the word that leaves my mouth is not going to return void, why would you want to go into his mouth and shuffle things around? You know what I mean? That's crazy.
They say, and then they'll tell you that you are wrong and they're right, because they can change those things based upon whatever they want. Romans 7, verses 12, 16, and 21. Let's
All right,
start
verse 12 says, wherefore the law is holy. Let me read it one more time real slow. Wherefore the law is holy. That means set apart, right? And the commandment holy and just and good.
So if we are good, then we're doing what? We're keeping the commandments.
Keep the commandments.
We're set apart. We're holy. Let's look at verses 16.
It reads, and if then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good.
See? So he's telling you, he goes back, he refers back to the law, because the law is what's keeping him in check. And that's what it's supposed to do for us also. Verse 21.
It reads, I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me.
So he's just telling you that the balance of things is there, because the law is what highlights what's bad. It's not to say that the world is just peaches and cream or whatever it is. But the Most High took us, he separated us, and he says, okay, everything else out there has a purpose. And I want you to just focus on doing these little things to separate yourself from the rest of the world. And by this standard, you're going to follow these things, which will tell you what you're doing right and wrong compared to what's there.
Well, let's look at the law for the Shabbat, for example. He says, 6 days I worked, and the seventh day I rest from all my work, right? How, and that's the time that he says, I'm taken to rest. And the question is, how is that a bad thing for you to line yourself up with his schedule at the time that he's resting, all you're doing is I don't see how it can be, how that's something evil that needs to be switched up and say, well, Jesus died and resurrected, and we now honor his resurrection as a Shabbat. Sunday is a Sabbath. We're now honoring that. Where do you find that? Where can you find where Elohim says, I'm going to send my son to change it so that now whenever he dies and resurrect, that's the time that you're going to keep? He said from the creation. See, the thing about it is that these people like to play games. When you talk about the kingdom and everything that's written in the scriptures for Israel, they take you back to the book of Genesis. So when you start talking about the Shabbat, they don't want to go to the book of Genesis. They want to stay in Matthew.
Yeah.
And use, play around with Matthew in such a way to make it look
Early
like
in the morning, first
Jesus
day of the week.
resurrected on a Sunday. Well, he never resurrected on a Sunday. You see the point. But they would avoid Genesis for convenience sake, to avoid keeping the Shabbat that Yahuwah says, I'm going to rest on. But when you talk about Israel as the Most High's people, you know what I mean? They play around with this stuff, Brother Shay. They play around with the thing. These guys are
It's
really
like
criminals.
Hot potato. 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8.
1 and verses 8 says, but we know that the law is good
The law is good.
if a man use it lawfully.
So, see, this is where, when it comes to, when we read it in the so-called New Testament, when you see the Sadducees and Pharisees, and they're going back and forth, trying to challenge our Messiah, and try to sneak questions in, because they know the law, but they wasn't using it lawfully.
Yeah.
They was trying to find ways around it to trip him up.
The Sadducees didn't believe in angels, neither did a resurrection and angels. But yet they're going to say in the kingdom, in the resurrection, when a man dies and his wife marries the brother, the levirate
marriage.
levirate laws, right? And trying to play games.
Yeah.
Like, whose wife is she going to belong to? Well, knucklehead, what's the reason for the levirate laws anyway? To raise up seed for who? For you or for the brother? For the one she came into contract with. See, so he knows that they're playing games. They always play games, and they're no different from today's religious
sects.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So again, the law is good, Mishpachah, and especially when it's used lawfully. Let's look at the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verses 1. Hebrews 10 and verses 1.
10 and verses 1. It reads, for the law having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually make the comers thereunto perfect.
See, the law having a shadow of good things to come. Now, when you look at when you and I can take this verse in a different direction, but I'm pulling this out to show you when it says a shadow. What is the purpose of a shadow? In the chat, what is the purpose of a shadow?
A shadow is normally cast when there's something in existence.
When you have an object that is in front of a light, it casts a shadow.
The object has to be there still. If you remove the object, the shadow disappears. So how can you talk about, well, the law is gone, it was just a shadow?
The big law is
we're only looking at the shadow. We're only looking at the shadow. Like, knucklehead, the fact that you have a shadow means that the law is still around.
Because it's telling you that the existence of the law is still prevalent.
Still there.
You know, like when you walk in and then it's bright outside, all of a sudden you just see like the light kind of dims a little bit, and you look up as a cloud, you're like, oh man.
Some folks will argue about the Shabbat in the same light with the shadow thing, right? You hear it with Baptists and whatever the case may be, but they fail to see that when the Messiah returns and he's in his kingdom, the Shabbat has to be honored. From one Shabbat, from one new moon to the next, Shabbat to another, all flesh shall come to worship me. Where does it say Sunday?
It's baffling. All right, Psalms 147 verses 19 and 20.
It reads, and he showed his word unto Jacob, Yaakov, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahuwah.
See, this is a very important verse that was placed here for a reason. Because a lot of times, people who don't read the Bible, they don't know about these things. And when you bring it up to them, they start to stutter and stumble and, I got to find something else. And then they cut the conversation short and go running. Because he's telling us here that particularly when it comes to the good things, the Most High has only given it to Israel. Because the good things pertain to the law, statutes, and commandments.
Hallelujah.
The life eternal. And we're going to see that as we get into it. He says he has not dealt so with any other nation. As far as the judgments, because the corrections, you can't just go on and put punishment on somebody else that don't live in your house because they, let's say the rules of your house is you tell the children to make sure to put the lights off when they leave, right? And they left the light on, and then you go out to the neighbors and start beating the neighbors' children, saying they left the light on in the house.
No,
it doesn't apply to them. It doesn't
apply to the neighbors.
But it only applies to those who live in the house.
If the laws are good, and he hasn't given to other nations. Those good laws, the laws that are good, is given to Israel. That automatically makes Israel in the same context as good as the law itself, right? And if he's coming for only his people, as it says in Matthew, it says that I wasn't sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? Master, what? And you got it right there. We'll get to that in a second. Yep. But the point of the matter is that only Israelites, according to the subject that you're talking about, if you want to discuss evil and everything else, the only ones that you can say, if you got to close your eyes and knowing that the law is the thing that defines who is good and who's evil, keeping up the laws, it was only given to Israel.
So that just drop the mic there.
That's it. It's over.
End of story. So they have not known them. The other nations have not known the laws, statutes, and commandments because it was never given to them. So I've talked about this before. You've mentioned this before. Salvation comes to those who the law was given to. Deuteronomy 10 and verse 13.
To keep the commandments of Yahuwah and his statutes, which I command you this day for your good.
For your good. If you want to live, that's what he's saying. If you want to live, you keep the commandments and his statutes. That's what he's saying here. Matthew 19 and 17.
And this is the one that I was referenced to, right? And he said unto him, why callest you me good? There is none good but one, that is Elohim. But if you will enter into life, keep the commandments.
For your own good, the one we just read, if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments.
And then the guy asked him which, right, Elder? The guy asked him which one. Yes, Elder.
So, the only people that will enter into life is Israelites, if we keep the commandments.
Based upon what
it was not given to the rest of the people.
It wasn't.
It's only given to one nation is Israel.
That's right.
But then you have the American motto: one nation under God, indivisible.
For liberty and justice.
For liberty and justice for all. One nation under God.
That's a lie.
One nation under God. Which God are you referring to? I guess it goes back to your class, but interesting.
So, Mishpachah, good also refers to life. Let me go back a minute. You see it says here? It says, but if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. So good refers to life, which while evil brings only death.
That's right.
Because when you break the commandments, you are setting yourself up to be extinguished. So when it comes to accepting what is written, what happens is a lot of people, they tend to go into themselves. This is what happens to people. They tend to go into themselves rather than accepting thus saith the Most High. They find a lot of excuses. I found this very interesting. When I read this, I was just laughing. Sirach 37 and 14.
For a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more Then 7 watchmen.
So 7 people could tell you the house is on fire. And you gonna say, no, the house is not on fire.
Mm-mm.
The house is not on
Can't see
fire.
it. Yep.
What do you do to those people?
That's why when you go certain places and you see people talking to themselves, don't have a conversation with them.
Just leave them alone.
You have to understand that they actually believe in their mind that there's someone talking back to them.
Yes. Yes.
And that conversation should not be with you.
And this goes back to that same saying where I don't know where it came from. Maybe somebody in the chat can tell me where it came from. Where this person was drowning or dying or whatever it is, and they crowd to God. This is what it says. They crowd to God and says, "Send help," and the Most High sent a person with a helicopter. And they refuse the helicopter and says, God is going to save me.
Mm-hmm.
Then they keep crying out for help. And God sent a person with a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, no, God is going to help me. Keep it moving. I'm waiting for God to help me. And then the 3rd time it happened again. And then this time they end up drowning.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do you step back and just leave them alone? Because it says, for a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more. In his mind is just telling him, that he's right.
It's called being delusioned.
Versus 7 people, 7 watchmen, continue reading.
7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower.
So they're up there looking at everything. That's their job. Their job is to figure out what's going on, see it, and warn the people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming to tell you there is a fire coming. The volcano just erupt. Whatever. They're warning you. And you're saying, no,
well,
it can't be.
Noah was one of those that for 120 years preached to the people. Enoch warned the people. Noah did the same thing. Methuselah, I'm sure all the men, the ancient ones, warned the earth, and no one listened until that great flood came. And look at the earth now. Africa is over there.
Everything is split.
America is over here. Everything's split up all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't so before.
No. Yeah, Brother Dawid, it says they would need more information. That's what you call a cop-out. They would always tell you, well, I need some more information to make the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And sad to say, it's a lot of our people that do this, Mishpachah. And we need to break that protocol from doing that. Just accept what the word is saying. It's going to save your life. It says good also refers to life. So if you want to live, keep the commandments. All right, so here are the questions that were asked. So this is the question that I was talking to some people, and this is what was asked. Did Elohim create good and evil? Good people and evil people? You have some conversations. They're like, no, I don't believe you create bad people. You create good people and people turn bad. Okay, we'll see. Did he create good people and bad people? Then did Elohim make some people to be destroyed? That's another question.
Did he make good cells and cancerous cells?
Yes.
Right? It's there in the body.
Yes. Can what Elohim has established as bad be changed to good? So these are the 3 things that we're going to look into tonight and get some proper understanding. Sirach 33 verses 14 and verse 15.
Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
Sinner against the godly? Okay, go ahead.
So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are 2 and 2, one against another.
So the Most High is the one that has caused this dissension to occur. So wait a minute. So from the beginning, it was always destined to be this way? This is the question.
Predestination.
Good versus evil? The sinner against the righteous? So you mean to tell me this was always the plan? See, this is why I was explaining about the script being written and the plot. The Most High is the author. He wrote a plot, and he has characters. And we're going to see those characters as we get into the lesson. You want to say something, Ella?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It just bring me back to Jacob and Esau.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's part of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Did Elohim create good and evil? So this is the first question. The answer is yes. The Most High created all things, both the spiritual world and the physical world. By his word, the world exists. Let's read Colossians 1 and verse 16.
For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible.
That means both sides, physical and spiritual.
Whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him.
See, the for him is what people don't get. Because as an author, you know what the outcome is. You know what you're
The
trying
plots,
to accomplish.
the plots
Exactly.
and everything else, yeah.
You know what you're trying to accomplish. But you being the person who is sitting back and watching, for the, you know, you're watching this stuff here, and you're like, I wonder what's going to happen. Because within this book we call the Bible, it has all genres. This is how Hollywood get its stuff. There's comedy, there's romance, there's suspense, there's horror, there's action. What else they got?
Drama. Did you say drama already?
Drama. The list is there.
You said comedy?
Comedy. And if you want to put sci-fi in there, there's sci-fi because there's a spiritual realm.
Mystery.
Mystery.
Yeah, there's a lot of mystery. And
All of it is there.
a lot of mystery here. And you can find out when you go to the Mystery Religion Church. There's a lot of
Remember,
that.
he is the author of his word. Colossians, just read verses 17 now.
And he is before all things, and by him all things consist.
So remember, he was asking about if he disappears, what happens to everything else?
I don't know if you can pull the same one thing up in the let me see what that Bible is called again, because I want everyone to see it in a different version. In Bible Gateway, Colossians 1:17.
Bible Gateway.
Yeah, there it is, King James. And just click on that, and just type in Colossians, just COL space 1 and 17. Oh, come on, you hit something.
No, just went to whatever ad it went to.
Uh-oh. Hit the back button. Okay, 117. And search. And then just open it up a little bit. You got those
That's in
ads
this
heavy
public.
in there. Okay. Hit all English translations. And let's see. Right there. He's the CSB version says he is before all things, and by him all things hold together. The next one says he exists before all things, and all things are held together in him. Right? So things are held together by him. Basically, that's what it's saying.
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Go here. Are held together.
Held together. So if he is not holding things together, boy, we're in trouble. And remember that the Bible says in Jeremiah about if, as far as numbering Israel, you can number the stars, then Israel will no longer be a people. When you look up in the sky, you say, forget it, I lost. Because there's just too many stars.
Yeah.
The sand of the sea, it's just, you can't number
You
it.
can't number it. Here's the
So he gave mankind a challenge, right, of how difficult it would be to show us the impossibility of destroying his law. He already made a law that Israel will be his people, that David, the seed of David, there will be someone sitting on that throne, right? And if you look at all the titles, is David, King David, Israel, right, and so forth. So if you can't have a David and just throw away Israel and put Baptists in the place of Israel. You want to hold on to David because he's important to your theology, but you want to get rid of the thing that connects, that makes the whole thing work. You want to get rid of Israel, and you want to get rid of the laws. So what is David going to come back and deal with? Is he going to come back to, well, we don't have to do this anymore. These things don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
There's no Shabbat. We're keeping Sunday. Can you imagine David all his life fighting to keep Israel in order from idolatry of the Canaanites and everything else? And then all that fight, the sacrifice, the bloodshed,
It didn't matter.
the loss of life. You come into the kingdom, and Jesus came with a whole new plan. It's like, well, wait a minute. You're supposed to be the offspring from me, and you're doing something totally different from what I'm supposed. This is crazy, Elder, when you think about it.
Yeah, and yes, you're right. And David's son, which is Yeshua, and from his seed, Yeshua came to change it. That is impossible. Impossible.
It's madness. So when you ask the question, let me go back a minute. Did Elohim create good and evil? So who are we to say otherwise? Why is there a tree that contains a fruit that either gives you good knowledge or bad knowledge? You know, when they say, well, he only created good and bad came, I said, well, how did the tree of knowledge of good and evil exist if he didn't create it? Genesis chapter 2, verses 9.
It reads, "And out of the ground made Yahweh Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food, and the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil."
See, so he said every tree, he made every tree to grow. But he had some that were pleasant to the sight. That's what you call ornamental trees, you know, decorations.
One tree that had both good and evil on it. But he didn't say for us to mess with that tree.
No.
All right? The singular tree. He says to go and have all of these other trees, but leave this one alone. This one has good and evil.
Yeah.
But he created that, right?
Yeah. The other trees he had for food to eat. So again, all trees were beautiful to look upon.
So the person you were having a conversation with, they didn't see this part? I mean, this was shut it down.
They saw it.
He makes good and he makes evil. That's
They
good
saw
and
it.
evil.
Good and evil. Genesis 2, verse 17.
I don't think that Eve had picked out the good, like the tree has good and evil. Like, you know, I'm going to pick this. The thing had good and evil. It's a combination, it's a mix, a swirl. Genesis 2:17. But of the tree of the knowledge, the tree of the knowledge, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you shall not eat of it.
So did the fruit, did the fruit of the tree of the good and evil, was it like a sweet and sour fruit?
I don't know.
You
So
know,
Marvis,
you know, when you bite it, you start, and then when you say, in the middle is sour. and acid.
sour. So Marvis says the tree is there to show us we can't be trusted. That's a good one, Marvis. That's a good one.
Genesis 3 and verses 3.
Let me finish read 17 here. For in the day that you eatest thereof, you shall surely die. 3 and 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim have said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
He put it in the middle of the garden.
Right in the middle. Everybody can
right
see
in
it.
the
Huh?
middle.
Put the cookie jar right there in the middle of the kitchen.
Don't touch it. Don't look at it. Don't smell it. Don't pass by it. Just leave it alone. Well, why you put it there? Stamar said to do what? Show us we can't be trusted.
Show that you can't be trusted.
Let's look at Sirach 19.
And we're still in trouble today, huh?
Sirach 19 and verses 19.
The knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh is the doctrine of life.
Hallelujah.
The knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh is the doctrine of life. And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality.
So, remember what I said. He wrote the plot. So this was supposed to happen. To prove the point of this verse right here. And they that do the things that please him, because we didn't please him in the beginning, but now we have to prove ourselves to please him, shall eat from the, or shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. Remember, when we read there, they had the two trees there. The tree of everlasting life was there. And we always ask the question, why didn't touch the tree of everlasting to live forever?
And that's another point that we have brought up in time past, is that there's this perception that we was going to live forever anyway. But that didn't make much sense, because if we could live forever, why would there be a tree of
To live forever, to eat from.
forever there?
That means you're not. That means you won't plan to live forever. You have to eat from this so you can live forever. See, when you read the things, the Most High reveals the things to you and gives you that information as needed. So the knowledge of the commandment of Yahuwah is a doctrine of life. In other words, he wants us to eat from the tree of life, which is his commandments. Okay? Let's move on.
Hallelujah.
So continues creating both sides. So there's two sides to the coin. Isaiah 45 and verse 7.
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahuwah, do all these things.
I form the light, I create darkness. I make peace and create evil. See, so he's telling you that by his power, he's the one that's doing this. He's the author. So I want you to always, throughout this class, I'm keep saying he's the author because he's the one orchestrating the music, the flow of it, the symphony that's going on with the, he's the maestro.
Maestro. Yeah.
Maestro, there you go. Sirach 18 verses 1 to verse 3.
It reads, verses 1, and he that liveth forever hath created all things in general. Yahuwah only is righteous, and there is none other but he. Verses 3, who governeth the world with the palms of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane.
So he's the one that's dividing the holy from the profane. He's the one that's telling you what he wants to be holy and what he wants to be profane. Then we come into play, and now we're going to play our role to know, okay, on this side over here, these things are supposed to be good, and on this side, these things are supposed to be bad. So now we have to find our roles. So what things would you consider good or bad? Sirach 39 verses 25.
It reads, for the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for the sinners.
So Mishpachah, if from the beginning he did this here, what does that tell you? It says, for the good are good things created. For the good. Who is the good? We talked about it before. Israelites who keep the commandments. So for Israelites who keep the commandments are good things created from the beginning. So evil things for sinners. So everything else that's bad were created for the bad people. That's basically what is being told here. So from the beginning, let's read Proverbs 8 and verse 22 and 23.
You all possessed me from the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was.
So Solomon is saying here, in both instances here, he's telling you that before anything happened, the Most High had already established this. This is what, it's the same theme being repeated throughout our scrolls. It's confirming one witness to the next, line upon line, here, there, a little, precept upon precept. We're seeing here that it's telling us before his work of old, he was what? He was created from his beginning. He was set up from everlasting.
I think a simple way to look at good and evil, you can use animals, for example, like there's the clean animal, there's the unclean animal, right? To have a conversation with a pig, if you could talk to a pig and about why they eat certain types of things, to the pig, it's not going to make any sense. Your conversation with them is like you try to reason with them as far as shrimp or crabs or whatever it is. In their minds, that is the best thing to ever happen to them. That thing that smell, that rotten, like we talked about a vulture on Shabbat.
Yeah.
A vulture, you don't find vultures sitting on top of an orange tree having fresh vegetables and stuff like that. Or go on a farmer's field.
Vegan vultures.
Yeah, I want to have some good corn, clean quality corn, fresh picked corn of the fresh catch of the day corn. They wait until the thing rottens. They meet their counterparts, the flies. They meet the opossum. They meet all the other types of animals who, for some reason, that's their restaurant. They love dead stuff.
Yeah.
But to have that type of conversation with a sheep, well, why don't you go next door with a vulture and hang out and have a meal? They're like, what are you talking about?
No, we don't mingle. We don't mingle with them. That's what they're going to
But
say.
the Most High made them to perform a certain role. The sheep have a role to eat certain things. It makes no sense to go eat other things that the pigs are eating. The pigs now will eat some of what the sheep is eating, right? When times are hard. But if you put a rotten dog in front of a pig
Oh, man,
and
that's
a plate of grass,
that's
the
delicacy
pig would be
right
like, shoot, man,
I can't
this
resist.
dog is that dog looks tasty.
Can't resist because it was put in him to do that. And that's what people don't understand. Did Elohim make good people and evil people? The answer is yes. He made good people and evil people. Mishmachah, before I continue on, what do y'all think about this question? Did Elohim make good people and evil people? Why would he do that? How did he do that? You know, let me see in the chat. Because this is life. And in this movie we call life, there is a set of characters that the author has created and organized. And we're going to look at that right now to see what this whole thing is about.
When you try to when you're having a conversation, I remember in science class, you're having a conversation with the teacher and stuff about trying to explain hot and cold. They would tell you they'll try to explain scientifically what cold is all about. The absence of heat automatically creates cold.
Yeah.
When you suck the heat out, right, like air
Yeah.
condition, it sucks the heat out, and when it does that, it creates cold.
A convection.
Well, Deuteronomy 28, when you don't keep the commandments,
Automatically.
the flip side,
The
you know,
curses.
it's theirs. It's the curse, right?
Yeah. So in this movie that we live in, because we live in a movie, and we are part of the greatest cast on earth. Okay, there's a hero. His name is Yeshua. He is the hero, and he has some helpers along the way, angels and messengers and different things that assist him. And then there's a damsel in distress. You know, the one that always running and help me.
And you know what, Brother Shay? Every single movie is all about
That same thing.
the same thing that you have here. Somebody's to be saved.
It doesn't matter what movie. Name a movie, Mishpachah.
Star Wars.
Any genre. There's a hero, a damsel, and a villain.
Always.
Name it. Cartoons, TV shows, it doesn't matter. Whatever you watch.
There's never a villain versus a villain for the outcome of a villain.
Nope.
A damsel as a villain. Right? That'd be boring. Nobody's going to go watch that.
If you watch the news, there's a hero, a damsel, and there's a villain. If you look at nature shows, there's a hero, a damsel, and a villain. Cartoons is the same thing.
Make it excited.
Soaps, romance, action, drama, mystery, horror, sci-fi. What else? What else I missed?
I don't know. Drama. You covered drama
list-
already? Comedy?
Yeah, I covered drama already.
Yeah.
The list is long. Everything has been covered. Luke 1 and verse 71.
It says that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
So the damsel is you, Mishpachah, Israelites. You are the damsel. We are always in distress because we were once disobedient. This is why we're trying to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. The villain and his crew.
How come it's not flipped where instead of what's the opposite of a damsel? A dude. Dude and a damsel. You don't find a hero fighting for any dude.
No. Nope. Even in some films, because within this conversation, I was breaking this down for the folks, and or one of them mentioned and say, okay, well, he doesn't just kill people because he won't kill people. I says, okay. I pulled up a movie, and and you could pull up any film, and for example, I pull up the Avengers, right? And in the background, when the invasion came in, if you watch the movie, you remember the invasion? Remember when they were coming in? Or any movie. And they start firing stuff, and stuff start blowing up in the city. What was happening to the people in the city? There's something called innocent bystanders. That in the plot, we're going to have some people over here dying just because that's part of the plot. The author wrote that. Who am I to say these people shouldn't die in the plot? It's part of his story. So he's putting in the story, the train is going to crash. You're going to have 5 people over here dying to make it what? Dramatic.
And the heroes were called Avengers. So the Avengers had to fight to avenge somebody.
Somebody who was being tortured, killed, or whatever.
And Captain America is not a captain, just captain. He's Captain America.
Yeah.
So he's fighting to save America.
So when it comes to understanding Mishpachah, the plot has already been written. The characters, we're living in this movie right as we speak. Okay, we have to do our roles. So good is only associated with a person of honor. In other words, nothing dishonorable is considered good. Nothing dishonorable is considered good, but is considered what? Bad. With this correct understanding, the Most High only recognizes and regards honorable people. Let's read and see that.
Sirach chapter 10 and verses 19 says, "They that fear Yahweh are a sure seed,
Sure seed.
and they that love him an honorable plant. That they that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed."
Deceivable seed. Let's look at Psalms chapter 1 real quick, and we're going to see verses 3.
Honorable plant.
Psalms 1 and verses 3.
He shall be like a tree. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
See that honorable plant? That plant is why is it honorable? Because it's been planted in Torah.
This verses 2 said it. But his delight is in the law, the Torah of Yahweh.
All right, let's go back to Sirach 24 and verses 12.
It says, "And I took root in an honorable people, even in the portion of Yahweh's inheritance."
I took root. So he's saying, I came from an honorable people. That's where our Messiah came from, through the seed. He didn't just come from any old seed. He came from honorable people, even in the portion of Yahuwah's inheritance. So he's telling you where he's coming from.
When you think about the story of Esther, that king didn't want to have an airhead sitting on his side as queen. Right? He wanted the women of that nation, or those nations, his country, go through the proper training to get her to be an honorable woman like himself. He's a king. He's not going to have a bimbo next to him.
Nope.
That don't understand protocol, because remember, he had an issue with Vashti. So in the same light, our Messiah wants to have an honorable woman or bride with him.
That's right.
He wants to have someone who is keeping the commandments like himself, because he is in line with his own word. If he goes outside his word, is he still Elohim?
Nope.
He says he doesn't change.
That means everything is voided.
And if he changes, that means that his bride can change. So imagine having a conversation where you switch up, but you want to hold the other party accountable. They'll say, well, if you switch, I can switch too. What's the problem?
There's a word for that. The person that does that is what?
Flip-flop, unstable.
They say a hypocrite. 2 Timothy 2 verses 20 and 21.
It says, "But in a great house they are not only vessels of gold and of silver."
And that great house is our Hamashiach's house, the kingdom to come.
"But also of wood and earth, and some to honor, and some to dishonor. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work."
He has been prepared for every good work. That's what it is referring to. When you're a vessel of honor, your job is just to do good work. And whatever that good work is according to the master's meat.
Would you say that the person you were having a conversation with that they would take this particular verse and says, well, you see, brother O'Shea, a person can purge themselves. Anybody can. You're talking about Israel, but anybody can purge themselves and become a vessel of honor, meet for the master's use. What would you say to that?
That when you read in context, who's talking to? Who's talking to Israelites?
That's right.
The man that you see here when it says if a man is talking to Israelites, and I'm going to highlight that later on in within the class also.
Context is everything, because again it goes back to the class. Can Satan repent?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And we know.
I mean, if you
cannot.
say he can purge, can a blasphemer purge themselves?
Romans 9 and verse 20.
Nay, but O man, who art you that you repliest against Elohim?
You can't talk to the Most High and ask him these questions. Go ahead.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast you made me thus?
Like why did you make me? Why did you create me? Who are you to ask him that? Who am I to ask him that?
Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
You see it says same lump.
That's it. That's the key word.
When you read down in Sirach, Esdras, second Esdras, it tells you that we all come from Adam, but he chose Israel.
Because you have, for example, biologically speaking, you may have a person, and doctors do it all the time. If a person is having issues with cancer,
Mm-hmm.
the doctor is going to start looking into the family history.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you go into the family history, mama may have the genes of cancer within her or daddy, but it was never a problem for them. But you'll find that the children that are born, one group of them, maybe through the girls or through the boys, they're going to have a lot of problems with cancer, and the other ones, nothing happened to them. It's genetics, right?
Something.
And so within Adam himself, Adam had
Everything.
the good and the evil within himself, because remember, that's what he ate. The knowledge,
Yep.
that's what they ate. So some of the seed is going to, this is why we go back to the Most High as being a husbandman, right?
Mm-hmm.
He creates, he chose a particular seed as a farmer
Yeah.
that I
The
planted
best of the best.
I planted all these orange trees here, and this one produced a sweeter crop.
This
I'm
is-
gonna work with this one.
This is gonna be my best prize.
It's not perfect. It's nobody's perfect, but this is the best crop I can work with. That's what do you call that in farming? Heirloom
Heirlooms,
seed.
yeah.
Heirloom seed. So I'm gonna take this heirloom seed. I'm gonna work with this thing, and if something goes off here and there, I'm gonna try to get rid of that one. But I'll keep working with this particular one. I've tried all these other seed. It's not working. I'm gonna select this one, and that's it. But he already had this thing in his blueprint to the knowledge to work with this particular
That's
seed
right.
from the beginning.
The Most High placed his spirit upon his people. The Most High placed his spirit upon his people, and placed wicked evil spirits upon those that are not his own. His people, with his spirit upon them, are called good, faithful, righteous, holy. Those who he placed wicked evil spirits upon are called bad, evil, unfaithful, wicked, and unholy. Jubilees 15 and verse 31.
This is a good one. It says, and he sanctified it and gathered it from amongst all the children of men.
So this is where he said, okay, this is what I want to do. Bring all the children of men. Go ahead.
For there are many nations and many peoples, and all are his.
Uh-huh.
And all are his. And over all hath he placed spirits in authority to lead them astray
So
from him.
So he says, I want your jobs, spirits in this movie is to make these people go against me. They're going to challenge everything I do. They have a role to play, and this is the role they're going to play. And I always tell people, picture a highway, and you have, let's say, 4 lanes on that highway.
Mm-hmm.
You have the slowest lane over here, and you have the fastest lane. There's only one lane which is over here, that's the slowest lane. This lane here is the righteous lane. In this lane, in this lane, there's only righteous people in this lane. The next 3 lanes have all evil people. Now, so you have lane 1, 2, 3, 4. So lane 2, I always say, this is where the old lady drives in. She's a nice old lady, you know. She crosses the street. She pays her taxes.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing good, but she doesn't keep the commandments. She's still considered evil. She has a job to do. In the next lane, lane number 3, you have those people that live the fast life. They do all kinds of things, and they're, you know, they're out there partying and living the life like it's golden. They're evil. And then in lane number 4, those are follow the demons. They in the occult, they're doing all kinds of wicked things. Murderers, rapists, you name it. They're out there doing wicked, wicked, wicked of the wicked. They're no different than the person in lane number 2. They're all evil. And this is where we have to understand there's only 2 sides to it. You either keep the commandments or you don't. And for those who keep the commandments are only those that we're going to see in the next verse, verses 32.
Verses 32 says, "But over Israel he did not appoint any angel or spirit, for he alone is their ruler.
So the Most High alone is our ruler.
And he will preserve them and require them at the hand of his angels and his spirits."
So the Most High have his own spirits too, and his own angels to do the jobs to keep us in check. Continue.
"And at the hand of all his powers, in order that he may preserve them and bless them."
And that all his powers includes the other side too, because sometimes they have to keep us in check too.
"And that they may be his, and he may be theirs from henceforth forever."
See, it's sealed it with the word forever. When you see forever, that means there's no change to it. So it also supports what we've been reading from the beginning when he says, "I change not. When my word go out, it doesn't come back void." That means he would not go back on his words, Mishpachah. John chapter 14, verse 26.
"But the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things, and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you."
And you talked about this many times. What are they remembering? Because if the Comforter is coming to the whole world, what is the whole world remembering? What can they remember what wasn't theirs in the beginning? It's like me going to the neighbor and says, "You remember I told you to put my lights off?"
Mm-hmm.
They don't live in this house. They don't know the rules of this house. So they can't remember that. Exodus 19 and verse 18. Let's see what
You
that
can only
says.
remember things that exist, and what exists is the law. That wasn't given to other nation. How you go ask a German about remembering Hebrew stuff, they're going to look at you crazy. You ask a Russian, you ask other nationalities, other peoples, Chinese or whatever, and they're going to try to figure out what are you talking about. Now, there will be some similarities in certain things, you know what I mean? Like you go to some of these other nations, they may have, for example, something where you don't take you're supposed to take your shoes off when you're coming into the houses. Certain traditions like that, but that doesn't make it an Israelite thing. You know, certain things are across the board. You know, normal amongst nations, but the commandments, the way it is written, is specific for Israel. The book of Exodus 19 and 18 says, "And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because Yahweh descended upon it
Wait,
in..."
hold on, that's the wrong one.
It's the wrong one?
Yes,
Okay.
verse 8. Verse 8.
Verses 8, all right.
Right here. Okay.
"And all the people..."
Oops. Sorry. All right. Verse 8.
"And all the people answered together and said, All that Yahweh have spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto Yahweh."
Now, I put this here because all things to your remembrance. What all things? What are they remembering? They're remembering this, all that you who have spoken we will do. That's what they're remembering. This is what is passed down to us.
Mm-hmm.
So that went to all our seed and to the seed that is to come still.
But to most Christians, they are trained to believe that all things to your remembrance is dealing with the time that Jesus walked on the earth and he spoke about loving your neighbor as yourself. You know, give a cold cup of water to your enemy and things of that nature. But what they fail to understand is that what Yeshua was teaching is based on the Torah. He's given it to the people. He's bringing life to the Torah and to Israelites. You can't skip over those things, even though you see the thing, the Comforter. So you're thinking, well, it's something new. No, it's nothing new.
He's been comforting us for a long time.
He always comforted us. He was always there with us. He made sure that there was even fire by night and clouds by day. Prophets were always there coming. He always made sure that we were taken care of. Even right now, Mishpachah,
We've been taken care of.
you're thinking that, I'm looking for the flash of lightning on the mountaintop and he's going to appear. It doesn't work like that. His word is what comforts us. His word.
Hallelujah. All right, moving forward. Did Elohim make some people to be destroyed? This is a very important question because a lot of people think that he didn't make people to be destroyed. He made everyone to be good. And like I said, within this plot of the story, you have some people that are just designed to be destroyed. Whether it's in the background or whether it's part of the written part of the script, meaning the person comes in, they fight against the hero, and what happens? Do they all live? No. Some of them end up dying. So wait just a minute. If this is true, then Christianity got it all wrong. Because in Christianity it says he's going to save everybody. He loves everybody. And if he loves everybody, then there's no destruction for people. This is what I looked for AI and I typed in, is God nicer in the New Testament? This is what it says. Read that for me.
Is God nicer in the New Testament? AI replied, the God of the Old Testament is depicted as angry and jealous, but the God of the New Testament is depicted as loving and kind.
See, because they want to put a difference.
Sweet Jesus.
A difference, that's right. Because we just read that he says, I am Elohim and I change not. See, but they want to put a difference that says, well, that was God back then. Now this is Jesus.
So it's God versus God.
God, yeah.
The old one was like Sanford and Son, grumpy.
Does God really love the whole world? So I put this other question in there. Read that for me.
God's love of complacency, though is his special covenantal love he has for his children. I tell you, AI. God does not love the whole world with a love of complacency. He does not love all people the same, and he certainly does not love all people unconditionally. So wait a minute.
That sounds like a twisted statement, right? It's like they're
God's love of complacency, though is his special covenantal love he has for his children. Now, they don't want to say it's Israel.
Israel.
Yeah. God does not love the whole world with a love of complacency. He does not love all people the same. And he certainly does not love all people unconditionally. Well, I mean, that's AI?
It's AI.
Okay, that's the AI preacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's yeah. Though his God's love of complacency, though, is his special covenantal love he has for his children. That
See,
covenantal love is
the key.
It's kind of like saying Israel, but they don't really want to come out and say it's Israel.
Right. Covenantal law meaning love, meaning that it's the one that he set apart, chosen, peculiar. And we're going to see that. So did God make some people to be destroyed? The answer is yes. Like in the earlier question along the lines of good and bad, The bad will be destroyed, but let's dive in and get more context to this answer. Romans 9 and verse 22.
What if Elohim, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
So if something is fitted, that means it was what? Created, designed, put together, well thought of, planned, prepared,
engineered.
All these different names, these different words you can put in place of fitted. That's what it means. That means it was perfectly designed for destruction. The vessels of wrath. You know, there's a place now in some states that have it where you go, and if you want to work out some anger, you throw some axes.
You go break
and you
stuff.
go break dishes and stuff like that.
People actually pay to go to those places.
Yeah, you pay
You
a
put a
fee,
to used chairs in there, and they'll give you an axe.
and they tell you go at it, get all your energy out, rage.
That might be a good business to create.
So those vessels were created for wrath. Am I wrong, Mr. McCall?
Just go around and collect. Drive around. You work the garbage collecting during the day. You collect all the stuff, and you just open up a little building, and that you can blow stuff up. Destroy stuff.
The
And you have
demolition crew.
and you, for a fee of $5, you go in there and get all the anger out.
Get anger out. Yeah, there are places like that already. See,
It's a good business. Right?
there's nothing new under the sun.
And
Mr.
all the
McCall.
madmen will sign up.
There are
all
pla-
the mad. We have a whole roster of mad people, right?
Look it up, Mishpachah. There are places you can go to let your anger out. This is places that have vessels created for that. Anger. Wrath is anger. So they create these places just so you can go wild out, if you want to put it that way.
What do you call that business? Let me see if I can find that thing.
This type in places to how would I phrase it? Relieve anger. Yeah.
Rage rooms.
Rage rooms. There you go.
Rage rooms. It's called. Well. Let me post this for you, brother.
Yeah,
Shay,
let me pull it up.
so you can help the Mishpachah to see things, because they probably don't believe us. They probably don't believe us. Rage rooms. Let's see. Yes, Elder, where you can go get your.
All right, rage rooms. Let's see. Here it is right here. Let me make it bigger.
To start one, the business, the cost. I should be cheap.
Okay, so there's something. See, you have baseball bat. They give you PPE, which is protective equipment, personal protective equipment, which is goggles.
This is
and
a link
gloves.
for a video if you want to play a video for.
Okay, I'll get a video. How to start a rage room business? See right, you can read this here. It tells
I
you.
tell you.
Okay, they give you stuff to break. So this right here that they're breaking is what you call a vessel fitted for destruction.
Book axe throwing,
Send that
book
to me.
rage room,
Send to me
book
so
paint room,
I can pull it
rent
up
room,
so the Mishpachah can
and you
see.
can have a big sign: all Edomites welcome.
You see that
all
right there?
Edomites welcome.
This is a vessel that was fitted for
Any
destruction.
Hebrew show up, bruh, what you doing here? What you doing here, brother? Council, take him to the other side. Take him out to the pasture so you can look at flowers and give him some crayon
You
to
sent it to
draw
me?
and paint. And give him something else. But for Edomites, it'll be a most welcome thing. They come in there and you have some heavy metal music,
Unleash.
ding, 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 smashing
Right here,
things.
You
and
could book an action room. $25 starting. See right there?
madness of the
Rage room,
peoples.
$35.
Madness.
A paint room, you could just splatter paint all over the place like you wild, and so forth. So you see right here? See the paint room there?
Of course, you got to sign a waiver.
Let me pull up the video here that you
This-
sent me.
Yeah, this one here actually. Let's see. You can play the video, or you can actually just look at this.
Let me mute it. Play. Get the commercials out.
Don't be looking at that. Close your eyes. Okay, let's play it now.
So angry, and like end of your rope, anger, we have a place that you should check out.
Okay.
It's true. It's very cool. You can actually pay to break things in a controlled environment. So I went to check it out.
You at your own risk.
So what is this place?
Oh, well, this is Rage Industry.
You come in here to smash stuff.
You come in here to smash stuff. It's a lot of stress relief.
That's the heathen's heaven.
satisfying,
Heathen's
all those
happiness
things.
room.
So hold on, pause it a minute. So if the heathens can do this, why can't the Most High not do this? Can't he create his own vessels to destroy? See, I tell you, boy.
There's like a variety of things you can pick, like toilets, TVs, printers,
Smash me,
bottles, and
see?
then you pick out your weapon. We have like bats, sledgehammers, crowbars, pans even, and then you use those weapons to hit the items.
How did you even come up
See
with
that?
this
The
idea in
devil's
the
signs.
first place?
A long time ago, I watched Zombieland and I saw that they went in a room and like destroyed everything, and I was like, that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open a place where you come in and you destroy everything just for fun.
I feel like we do need to give the disclaimer, do not try this at home.
No.
All right, that's enough. That's
Now
enough.
you pay money to go there, but
Yeah.
this is a madhouse for Edomites. All right.
So again,
Oh, but
Mishpachah,
they'll love that thing.
he says, enduring with much long sufferings the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. Job 21 and verse 30.
That the wicked is reserved. That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath.
This is saying the same thing. Now let's see what reserve means.
So Yasha, you can start one of those businesses over there, right? Madhouse. All Edomites welcome. We'll give you a little discount too.
Reserve.
Keep back or in store for future use.
Uh-huh.
Keep as one's own. Set aside.
So set aside. So if the Most High, from the beginning has said, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to take this vessel here and put it aside so I can smash it when I'm angry. I'm going to smash it. This is what he's doing. Something that has been set aside has been thoughtfully planned out and prepared. This means that some families were placed on this list, but people don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear that.
Long before the motion of the script began. So long before the Most High says, we're going to start writing, angels, I want y'all to start writing. This is what we're going to do. This was his plan, Mishpachah. Okay? Now, also within the plot of this great experience we call life, there is already an ending to the whole story. Who wins and who loses. This is called what? Predestination.
Predestination.
You know, when I was growing up in church and I heard this for the first time, some of the brothers in church, they were, oh, this person is mad. They're talking about predestination. Ain't nothing predestination. And I sit back and look at both sides. And I'm like, but it's written there. And I used to ask in my head, like, why would they doubt that things are predestined from the beginning?
The reason that they had these problems, again, it stems from churchianity. Churchianity teaches something that is skewed. It's a doctrine that is very, very distorted, right? They believe that everyone can make it into the kingdom. But the only way they can do that is through Jesus. I'm the door. I'm the way, the truth, and the life, right? Nobody goes to the Father but by me. So as long as you go to Jesus, you're good. So,
but they want to stand in front of the door.
They don't read the book of Obadiah, just throw it to the trash. All the other prophecies, the book of Jeremiah, you go through Revelations 19. They're going to say, well, you have to believe in Jesus. Now the problem comes up. Where do I find Jesus? So you have a whole bunch of salesmen. This one represents the Baptist. He's a salesman for the Baptist organization. Jehovah's Witness have their salesmen. Catholic have their salesmen. And they're all selling. And you have to ask yourself a question, well, I mean, Rolls-Royce sells only one product.
That's it.
You, what do you call that? That Dodge or Chevy
has a whole
can't go to the Rolls-Royce factory and says, hey, manufacture me 200 cars, I want to sell them. The Rolls-Royce says, no, this brand is exclusive for this. You see what I'm saying?
Get your
so
own
what I'm
stuff.
trying to say is that you have so many, there's only one Jesus, and so many salesmen trying to sell this one Jesus in their business.
Like I was saying, they stand in front of the door, because you just said, I'm the door, the way. So they want to stand in front of the door and control the door and tell you, well, let me check. They want me the bouncer.
Well, they're trying to sell, they're trying to say that we have the truth. Follow Jesus, but to get to Jesus, you got to come through us.
Right. That's what I'm
The
saying.
salesman. The salesperson is the Baptist. He's trying to sell or convince you to come to their door to come to Jesus. And then the one down the street, I offer you a better deal. I'll give you 10% off.
10% off.
Right? 10%, which means no tights.
10%
No tights.
off.
You don't have to pay tights here.
And you get to park in the employees, what we call it, the parking lot of the month.
Everybody have their own incentive. You come here, we're gonna mark it down just for you. You can get the employee discount. The employee discount is gonna be sold here. The other one will give you a better rate. We have about 10 different banks, and we're gonna find you the best rate so you can drive off the lot with Jesus. Brethren, it's crazy. That's not how this thing is set up. It's crazy.
Everything was set from the beginning. Ephesians 1 and verse 11.
In whom also we have obtained an inheritance.
So in whom also we, the we is Israel, Israelites. So in Yeshua, we have obtained an inheritance.
Being predestinated according to the purpose of him who worked all things after the counsel of his own will.
So the Most High is the one doing this. I can't question him. You can't question him. No one can question him. It's his own purpose and his own will. He's the author. He's writing when the first shot's going to be fired, when the car is going to come. He's saying, cut, cut, cut. Action. Pause. Go. He's telling you he's directing. He's a director. He's everything. And the movie is going forward. We are living live right now in this movie.
They're selling a product, Brother Shea, to the people, letting them believe that there's no such thing as predestination. And the Bible teaches about predestination. It has to do with Israel.
It says everything was put into motion long before man ever existed. All we are doing is playing a role within the story he has written. Isaiah 46 and verse 10.
Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done.
So that means that things are going to happen that were declared from the beginning.
Saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Those pleasures, what we just read before, the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will. So whatever was predestined or planned from before is his pleasure. I will do all my pleasure.
Brother Kin says, never saw 10% off the Torah. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to Elohim for you, brethren beloved of Yahuwah, because Elohim have from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Now, when we say, when you take this particular verse, but we are bound to give thanks always to you, to Elohim for you, brethren, beloved of Yahuwah, because Elohim have from the beginning chosen you to salvation. They will say, no, this does not refer to Israel. They'll say through Jesus Christ, this is a reference to those who are in Jesus, right? But the problem, you're going to have the same problem because the text has not changed. If you believe that through Jesus Christ, that this reference to, right? It says, because Elohim have from the beginning chosen you to salvation, Are you saying that Christians or people that believe in Jesus have been chosen to salvation from the beginning? You have the same problem because you're still establishing Christian predestination.
Can't win.
This is still Christian predestination, meaning that from the beginning, Jesus already selected what Christians will be saved. The problem is now, which denomination it is. Is it?
That's what.
What denomination is it?
It would affect and start out in the room.
Because the big fight will break out. A Christian conference, Catholics are there
rearranging furniture,
selling their stuff, their tracts, their CDs and DVDs. The priest is there with the holy water. The Baptist is there with no holy water, saying no, you got to be baptized. The Catholic is saying you got to be sprinkled. Then a fight's going to break out because they all are trying to say, well, it's Jesus. Brethren, it's a mess.
One with the biggest cross.
It's a mess.
Israelite is cursed because they disobey.
Sirach 39 and verse 28.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Wait a minute. There's spirits that are created for vengeance?
That only applies to the spirits, not to human beings, right?
Who are they revenging or avenging? Not each other. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. Continue.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Remember when in Acts where he says, Peter I know, Paul I know, but who are you? And they start laying some licks
The
on them.
sons of Sceva got themselves tore
They
up.
start getting some licks. This is what we're talking about here. Sore strokes.
In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
So the Most High, when he sends out the death angel, when he sends out this storm, the east wind, or this flood, or whatever it is he's putting out, these are angels that are in control of those things, those elements.
Mm-hmm.
They have a job to do. Those spirits have a job to do. And they are there for the Most High's purpose, okay?
Even the same angels when David had did his wrong, he numbered Israel and other things. The Most High sent the angels, and then angels were going through doing stuff, and then the angels will call back. Is that enough? Right? It was enough. So the Most High is in control of whatever he wants to do, family.
When Balaam and the donkey was there, the angel with the sword was waiting.
Mm-hmm.
That angel had a job to do. So the list is long. Can something good come from something evil? Can what Elohim has established as bad be changed to good? This is the question. The answer is no. Luke chapter 6 verses 43 and 44.
For a good tree
45.
For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither doth a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
So break it down easier. A watermelon, this is what I'm eating right now, some watermelon. Vine was not going to bring forth cucumbers.
Well, in the sense within the category or the context of a particular fruit, you know, a good watermelon is not going to bring forth. This is why the agricultural industry invests so much money in controlled seeds.
Gene editing.
Because, because when they spend billions of dollars to a pharmaceutical or whatever company, a biochemical company, to produce a particular type of corn or wheat or whatever it is, that company that is that is creating this particular type of seed line guarantees that the farmer will have a sweet crop, right? Because now the farmer has to think, I have to order at least a batch of 100,000 bags of bags with labels that says sweet corn.
Sweet corn.
Can you imagine that he plants for that year? You got a guarantee from the the pharmaceutical company. This is supposed to be sweet corn. He plants the thing, and then a third of his crops is not sweet. So now he's going to lose because he orders that thing so that when the time comes, he just, package the thing and it goes out and it's supposed to be sweet corn. He have a lot of distributors and people who wants to buy this special corn that is sweet, always sweet. And now his stuff is flawed. There's going to be a problem.
He's sued.
It's going to be a problem. So the Most High is telling us, when you have the Torah within you, you're not going to produce something else.
Only good come from the Torah.
Only good.
Verses 44.
For every tree is known by its own fruit. Its own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush gather they grapes.
So you're not going to get thorns from a grape tree. It's not in its DNA. It's not in its
That's
own
right.
form, in its own fruit. Thorns only come from plants that have thorns. Figs don't have thorns. Bramble bush have thorns.
Verses 45, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good. And an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh.
Let me read it this way. An Israelite man, a righteous Israelite man, out of his mouth, out of his good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, meaning he's keeping the commandments. Because you remember, we read, those other people, he put the spirits upon them to give them astray from him.
Different direction.
An evil man, the other nations, out of their evil treasure of their hearts bring forth that which is evil, because that's what is put into them. This is why you always say, why is people always doing these things? Again, you asked about the pig. Why the pig always? Because he can't help himself. It was put in his spirit to do that.
When you look at Nebuchadnezzar, remember, he made a confession about God is the God of all things, right? That ruleth over the affairs of men. He acknowledged the Most High. He saw but was there any salvation there?
No.
Huh?
Nope.
What about when Jesus was here and Pilate took the water in a bowl? His wife had the dream and she had the nightmare. And she told, hey, listen, love. Hey, man, this dude, stay out of this business. I had a nightmare. I couldn't sleep. I woke up with all my hair. I was bald headed in the morning. Pulled all my hair out that night. Please.
She wasn't saved?
Stay away from this guy. What did Pilate do? He washed his hands. Right? Was he saved?
Nope.
Did he ask for salvation?
Nope.
What did the Messiah says? Oh, Pilate, follow me and you shall be saved.
Come into my kingdom.
Huh? I mean, that was a great opportunity for God so loved the world. You got Pilate right there for a great opportunity to be saved.
He wiped his hands.
Jesus could have witnessed to him.
He says, I wash my hands from killing the Messiah. I'm doing good because I love the Messiah.
What is the truth? He says, I am the truth. I am the truth. Did you see Pilate says, well, okay, I want to follow you. You can't find it. I mean, isn't that what the gospel is all about? Well, because Pilate was a vessel of dishonor. He wasn't set to be a vessel of honor.
Nope.
Because when Yeshua prayed, Father, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. Who was that prayer going out to? The Romans?
You know, like,
or the Israelites?
you could use a vessel of dishonor to do some good things along the way. But that vessel is still for dishonor. Because you could take that, like, you know, we just saw the rage room. They can take one of them things to prop the door open or something. But in the end, it's going to take it and break it. You can use it for whatever you want. But the whole point is there's no salvation for that which is evil.
That's right.
Sirach 18 and verse 8.
What is man, and whereto serveth he? What is his good, and what is his evil?
That's the question, right? All right, verse Sirach 1 and 15.
That which is crooked cannot be made straight.
So that which is crooked cannot be made straight.
And that which is wanton cannot be numbered.
Chapter 7 and verses 13 now.
Consider the work of Elohim, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked?
So this is in context. Listen very carefully. Who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? Nobody can take what the Moses has designed that which is supposed to be crooked and make it straight. Okay? Well, wait a minute, Brother O'Shea. Doesn't Isaiah say otherwise? Isaiah 42 and verse 16.
And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. Excuse me. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight.
Wait, he gonna make crooked things straight? Go ahead.
These things will I do unto them and not forsake them.
Now, in context, what he's talking about here is Israelites who was supposed to be straight and went crooked. He's going to do what? He's going to take those who were supposed to be straight, who went crooked, and bring them back straight. This is what he's talking about. See, when we read before here, these were things that were designed to be crooked. Over here,
that's it. Yeah.
These are
designed
to be straight, but they went crooked. We were supposed to be doing good, but we start to sin. We start to follow other nations. We start to go out there and keep Christmas.
So it's like a manufacturer design a lot of the tools. Let's say to print Hershey bars, for example, right? And he's checking to see the lot to see that they all come out the same way, and there's no problems in the run, right? The production of that production run. But for some reason, something happened along the line that corrupted or caused the Hershey bars to maybe the label got printed upside down or something. You know what I mean? And it looks, instead of saying Hershey, it says Hishi.
Hishi, yeah.
And so the you know, when they check everything that says no, we can't sell this. Pull it, shut it down, and make that correction. The manufacturer is not designing like he says, no, leave it alone. It's cool. Leave it like that.
The special edition.
And whatever we get, we get. He designed his company to create or to manufacture good Hershey bars.
That's right.
Good stuff. Not for crooked stuff. Every once in a while, something will come off the production belt
the
crooked.
assembly line, yeah.
The assembly line crooked. And what do? You fine tune it.
And you adjust it.
You adjust it so you can have good products. Right? So imagine you're an investor in me, and I decide I'm going to build, I'm telling you a good thing so you can pour money, $100,000 into my company, and I decide I'm going to make something to create nonsense. And you're going to say like, nah, that don't make any sense.
Pull my money back out.
Pull the money back out.
Take my money and take my money and run. Verses 17.
They shall be turned back. They shall be greatly ashamed that trust in graven images, that say to the molten images, you are God.
Turn back meaning what? Repenting. That means at one point you was going the right way, and for some reason you went the wrong way, so now you have to do what? Turn back.
Yep, to Shuvah.
And you shall be greatly ashamed. We shall be greatly ashamed.
Sister Morris, you said discount candy bar, and usually that would make sense. But here's the thing that is a little different that I want to put on the table for us to think about. The reputation of the manufacturer. Like Rolls Royce. You may have, you know, we talked about it before. So you may have a mechanic that's working, building the engine, but he doesn't feel so good. And he sneezes, and while he's, you know, painting or something, he sneezes, and the paint goes off or something, right? So that's a lot of money that they have to pay that guy to do the job, but he messed up. What do you think they're going to do? We're going to send out the Rolls Royce markdown.
Special edition.
Special edition markdown 20% because the painter sneezed while he was painting the thing.
It's a one of a kind.
Or the guy who was supposed to tighten the wheel, or whatever it is, he
put an extra washer.
Extra washer. Or he's supposed to put a long hose or something, and he cut the hose
too short.
2 inches too short. No, Mr. Bakar, quality control is going to go through that thing and says, our reputation. See, when Elohim put his label called Israel on our people, he put quality control over us. He expects every one of us to be keeping the one law, he said. One law. He expects all of us to live and die by the same law. No clearance. No, no
Hallelujah.
clearance.
So again, Mishpachah,
Clearance is Deuteronomy 28.
yeah, that's the curses. Curses of the clearance of curses. So nothing that the Most High has designed to be crooked can be made straight. Okay? That is what it is. What the world calls good, so whatever the world calls good, the Most High calls evil. Again, in context, this only applies to people who are in covenant with Him. Last time I checked, Israel is the only name mentioned in the same sentence and conversation with the Most High. That's all we see throughout the Bible. The theme, the plot,
So what Christianity is trying to do now
He's changed that.
is take the Hershey's bar and slap their own label on it, or keep the Hershey label and push something inferior in there and sell the thing as if it is what it is.
They have,
On the new management, Jesus is a new management.
you know how you showed the milk, organic milk, and then all of a sudden they have this new organic milk, they have mushrooms or whatever. Is it?
Yes,
How-
yes.
Or it's just 100% orange juice. You remember you showed all that, right?
Yes,
It's the same
yeah.
thing. That's how they do with the doctrines.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, when it comes to understanding context, what the world calls good, the Most High calls evil. And we're going to see some things here. Genesis 17 and verse 7.
I know, Sister Marvis. You get 20% off backwards label. I understand that. They don't want to lose anything. But when we're talking about high quality stuff, I don't know I don't know. Maybe you might find a Rolly Royce or something. You know, like you have those fake watches. Talking about it's what do you call those watches again?
A Rolly. It's called a Rolly too.
Rolex. A Rolex watch. And you get it for $20 at the flea market. A Rolex watch.
Instead of a Rolex, it's a Rolex. It says, I thought it was a Rolex. No, it's a Rolex, man. It's close enough.
It's not the same thing, sis.
All right, Genesis 17 and verse 7.
I will establish my covenant between me and you and your seed after you in their generations for an everlasting covenant.
So, everlasting Mishpachah. Can somebody in the chat, online when you watch this, look up the word everlasting and tell me if that has an end to it. If that have an end to it, everything that we've been teaching, we just give up right now.
Yeah, the word everlasting, it was only part-time.
Everlasting means it goes on without an end. So if I'm reading this correctly, and I will establish my covenant between me and you, Abraham, and your seed after you in your generation, there will be no end to this covenant. Continue.
To be Elohim unto you and to your seed after you.
Let's read Deuteronomy 33, 20 and 29.
Israel then shall dwell in safety alone.
That word alone means there's no one else there. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. Go ahead.
The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew.
That's the blessings. Go ahead.
Happy are you, O Israel, who is like unto you, O people saved by Elohim.
So we will be saved. Go ahead.
The shield of your help, and who is the sword of your excellency. And your enemies shall be found liars unto you, and you shall tread upon their high places.
You see, there goes the enemy again. There goes the villain people. The villain people, not the village people. The villain people says, O Israel, who is like unto you, O people, saved by Yahuwah. The hero is going to save us, Israel, who is the damsel.
That's right. I don't know of any, like as you said, the script, the whole story from the author is already written out. Who has the roles? We don't see anyone coming in there and changing from Israel into Christian church. And at the same time,
that's the new revised edition.
You know,
a script. That's somebody trying to.
We can't even find one of the things that Paul had to deal with in the times, or even Yeshua dealt with the southern kingdom of Judah, because they had a problem with those who were dispersed. Even parts of the Judah that was dispersed from the Hellenism and so forth, they didn't want to deal with them. Remember, the homeborn didn't want to deal with those who were dispersed, speaking the Greek and so forth. And that was a civil war, you can say, amongst that. And the Most High is not having that. This is why the Bible says, the Ephraim will not vex, no Judah vex. There's not going to be so-called beef between our people anymore.
Nope.
But one thing is for certain, no Christian denomination is going to make peace with each other. That's one thing for sure. Now, people can say, well, they're all going to come back to Rome. Brethren, Jehovah's Witness is already set in their ways. The Mormons is already set in their ways. The Baptists is already set in their ways. The Catholic Church. For the Baptists to be joined back to the Catholic Church, guess what they're going to have to do? Recognize the Pope as sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
The Mormons are going to have to do all of that.
And
they're not going to give that up. You see what I'm saying? So the whole idea of Christianity becoming that damsel, according to the story, it doesn't work.
They are the children.
It will never, ever work.
I wonder how it plays out at the pearly gates.
Huh.
I'm just thinking. It's like the angel is standing there.
No,
And
Peter's supposed to be at the gate.
Oh, so Peter's at the gate. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
Peter's
all the
there.
denominations lined up. You see, you have the lines, all the lines right there, and he has the list. He's like, well, I've been a good, faithful Baptist, and so forth. And then Peter's looking at it like, you said Jesus is what? Okay, and next, let me see who's next. Okay, the Mormon is talking about, and the list is just long. I'm just trying to figure that out.
I don't know. Ella, what's on your
Yes,
mind,
Ella.
sir?
Yeah, you forget the gates of Paul.
No, well,
The
according to
gates of Paul is where all the
let me
Christians come
see.
in.
Let me see who's going to be at the
That's
pearly
the back
gates.
gate. Oh, so there will be a back gate then. Back gate to the kingdom. No Mishpachah. There's no back gate to the kingdom.
See, even Google's have it right here, Brother O'Shea. It says that in Christian tradition, St. Peter is often depicted as guarding the pearly gates, the entrance to heaven. See, Google's even have it. Nothing about Paul, Elder. I'm sorry. Imagine, so much has been invested in Paul.
So somebody, then people will be a surprise time then coming up.
It'll be like Royal Rumble.
Let me give this.
in
Let me give this.
wrestling.
Let me give this to you, Brother
They'll be
Shea.
jumping from the top ropes with their church hats and Bibles and stuff, hitting each other, pulling off wigs.
You can pull that up from Mishpachah. Just to peek it. Just to peep.
You sent it to me?
Yeah, peep
Okay.
it for a minute, just for a quick second. Imagine the Messiah says,
This right here.
people will come from the far, from the east, the west, and sit down with Abraham, Jacob, and so forth in the kingdom. It didn't say sit down with,
So I guess this is the pearly gates right here then.
yeah, that's the pearly gates. Scroll on down.
Bunch of naked sodomites at the gate. And who's this? Is this Peter here?
Bunch of perverts. Look at that. Look at that. Breastises and buttocks.
I would not want to go at that gate. That's
the back gate, huh?
So, so you're telling me, you see Peter at the gate, but then when Peter
Go
opened the
back
gate,
up. Let's see Peter. Let's see how Peter's dressed.
it's straight to hell.
So
they're
wait a
going.
minute. Now wait a minute. Peter's a saint, right?
Uh-huh.
And according to Christianity, the saints died and went to heaven. So how come some saints got clothes
And some don't.
and some don't have any clothes?
I guess it's different denominations.
Are they dressing? Oh, wait a minute. If you look higher up, they got clothes. They're dressing them over here.
They're putting clothes.
The one in the green over here. Yeah, see, they're giving them some garments.
Okay, so they're dressed. Hold on.
Oh, so they come in naked.
Let me make it a little bit bigger. Let's see.
Yeah, see, they got the clothes right there. They're putting on the garments. But look at those Roman Catholics with the tonsures.
With the bald head on top.
I guess they're getting that shaved too.
This is why it says you should not make baldness is what it's talking about, Mishpachah. This right here.
But the females are the angels.
Who's this with his big wings back here?
I tell you that don't I don't see. Do you see any pearls?
I see no pearls.
Somebody got robbed.
some
Where-
dirty some dirty pearls on there.
Somebody got robbed.
Little pearls.
The pearls is on the Europe.
at this guy
Let's
here.
leave that alone.
This guy covered.
Pearls. The guy's covering the pearls. You see the pearls are being covered right there.
The blessed. The blessed. I tell you, boy. All right, let's get back over here. Close that out. Yes, Mishpachah, the world is trying to steal your blessing, give you their blessing. And they're blessed with the gates of hell. We are to be set apart. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verses 6.
For you are an holy people unto you are your Elohim. You are, your Elohim, have chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Now, what does that mean? What does above all means? That means if you're above, somebody has to be below. We don't see anything says we will be equal with everyone. One level. Above means there's something below.
That's right.
So that means equity is going to be replaced from equality, because that's what the world pushing today, equality. I equal. But they're saying we're all equal, but why are there black churches and white churches? Why are there Pentecostal and Jehovah's Witness? Why are there Seventh Adventists and Catholic?
Why they
all
are
these
rich?
differences?
Why are they rich and poor? There's always an up and a down.
And there's the black church and the white church.
And they must, everything must exist. Like, for example, during the summertime, the northern hemisphere is warm, and the southern hemisphere is cold. And then it flips around again, right? When the northern hemisphere is cold, the southern is warm.
That's right.
But it's on the same earth.
Earth.
Same earth, Mishpachah.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. See, now we read Deuteronomy. That's Old Testament. We don't want to hear Old Testament. Let's go to the New Testament and see what the New Testament saith.
God versus God, right? But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me pull this back up again, because I want to see something here a minute. Let's go back to this picture again. Peter at the gate is saying, you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. Does these people look holy?
All pancakes and pearls. Flat pancakes and pearls.
Okay, let's go.
No, he's holding their hand and bringing them in, elder.
Let's go to
And if you notice,
Uh-huh.
there are no Israelites here. This is the Gentiles' pearly gates.
That's right.
Not for you and I. No, Peter.
Peter don't recognize you.
Yeah, Peter looks like mayonnaise. It's not. We're not.
In order to get
included.
through those gates, Ella, you have to have the complexion to get that connection. Okay. Psalms chapter 4 verse 3.
But know that have set apart him that is godly for himself. You all will hear when I call unto him.
The Most High has set apart those who keep the commandments, those who love him, those who are royal, yes, those who are special. And we already see what's going on already. Okay.
We got some heavy showers over here, Mishpachah. I can hear it
On the roof.
falling very, very heavy. That's
Yes,
heavy,
it's
heavy
raining.
showers.
Showers
Elder.
of blessing, Ella.
I have to spend the night here, Elder.
All right, so the Most High calls this behavior and practice an abomination. This is an example. Because let me go back a minute. I says we are supposed to be set apart. Go back again. It says what the world calls good, the Most High calls evil. So the world calls this behavior good. The Most High calls this behavior and practice an abomination.
I got a question. In churchianity, over a period of time, their doctrines have changed.
Yeah.
There was a time that they did not allow the alphabet LGBTQRST community to be involved, right? There were different eras and times that certain things change and so forth. So when the kingdom comes, when their kingdom comes, okay, how are the rules going to apply? Because when they preach the gospel
I'll show
about
you.
you going to hell, then the doctrine change. You're not going to hell,
I'll show
but
you.
this one is going to go to hell.
I'll show you in
All is welcome.
Yeah.
How? So Peter's going to be confused.
No, because Peter got the memo.
Oh, he got the memo.
Yeah, he got the memo.
Okay.
And in that memo,
Got the
there's
memo.
something that we're going to talk about just now that tells you why all of this is acceptable, okay? So the Most High says this type of behavior is abominable.
Yes.
This is to say it's not considered a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
but rather an evil thing. All right, read what LGBTQIA plus is.
It is an abbreviation for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, intersex, asexual, and more.
More. The plus means more.
These terms are used to describe a person's sexual orientation or gender identity.
It ain't talking about nothing about what the Most High has established. This is all within the system of the world, okay?
Here's my definition. These terms are used to describe a person's demon possession.
That's right. All right, so let's go to the next slide and see Leviticus 18, 22, and 23.
You shall not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
This is the law. Verse 23.
Neither shall you lie with any beast to defile yourself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion.
It's abomination, confusion. All right, Leviticus 20 and verse 13.
If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
And that death is going to trickle down to their generations unless they stop that curse from happening. Okay? Now let's see 1 Kings 14 and verse 24.
There were also Sodomites in the land, and they did according to all abominations of the nations which Yahweh cast out before the children of
Now
Israel.
the theme here is abominations, things that are detestable
Despicable,
to the Most High.
detestable, wicked.
Go ahead, Jude 1 and 7.
Even as Sodom and Gomorrah, and the cities about them in like manner.
So all those other cities
the
that are
5
around
cities,
them
yep.
that follow suit, that say, well, we'll allow some of this behavior to happen. Go ahead.
Giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
So they're going to suffer that vengeance of eternal fire. That's that wrath, those vessels fitted for destruction. So the world, which is Christianity, says homosexuality is not evil, but good enough for God to love them. This is what they say. So let's take a look. Does Yeshua or does Jesus love the LGBTQ community? Read that for
That's
me.
the AI.
Yeah.
The question is asked to AI. Does Jesus love the LGBTQ community? This is what AI replied and said. Jesus never condemned LGBTQ plus people. In fact, he never even talked about them directly. When he mentioned male and female, it was in response to a question about divorce within the legal and cultural norm of his time, which didn't include our modern understanding of gender or sexuality.
Because they're talking about marriage. When you talk about marriage and you talk about a husband divorcing and different things like that that he was pertaining to, how does this fit into that?
So they're saying that Jesus
He didn't mention anything about
evolved from that particular time. Like when he mentioned this, he was responding to whatever happened within his time.
Yeah.
The norms, the cultural norms within that time, his time, right? But it doesn't have to do with marriage in our time. But isn't it not the same Yeshua or Jesus that was there during that time, and he went up to heaven, he's still there, and with the same laws, the same stuff. I mean, that's what I understand, but they're projecting this idea that he was only addressing the thing within that context, within that time, but the contexts have changed. Things have changed, so it's a different context. So
Now here's where the sly. Here's where how they are sly, Mishpachah. This is how these people use their craftiness. Read what the AI says.
What does the Bible say about LGBT? The injunction that man must not lie with man, Leviticus 18 and 22, and chapter 20 and 13,
That's what we just read.
coheres with the context of a society anxious about their health,
So we're anxious about our health, okay?
continuing family lineages,
Because in order to continue family lineage, you have to have man and woman.
and retaining the distinctiveness of Israel as a nation.
So they're recognizing that in order to have that unique, peculiar, set apart, you have to follow the rules of Leviticus. That's what they're saying. So what they're saying and acknowledging is that the Most High only gave the command to ancient Israel, which was later changed by Jesus to accepting everyone. This is what they're saying.
So if they weren't concerned about venereal diseases, health-wise, right? Then it'll be okay. That's what they're saying. But this is not an injunction. This is actually the words from Elohim, the creator, the manufacturer of mankind. And he's saying that particular part does not work to put seed or to have any connection in there. It's not designed for that. It's an outlet, not an inlet.
Injunction. Injunction is a court order that compels a party to do or refrain from doing something. So they're calling this a court order. But this is direct words, like you said. This wasn't some court order. The good has gotten bad, Mishpachah. The good has gotten bad. Which religion is most LGBT friendly? Let's look at this real quick, because I'm just tying in some loose ends here. Read that for me.
Question was asked to AI, which religion is most LGBT friendly? It says Buddhist groups, especially in the West, tend to be very LGBTQ affirming. Reform Judaism is very affirming as well. I don't know about that word affirming or affirming.
Well, we're gonna see what affirming. Read
Yeah,
affirm
but
for me.
it's like
Affirmation. Go ahead. Read
sound
for
like
me.
somebody touching something.
Yeah, read it.
Unitarian Universalism is very accepting.
So read the definition.
Affirmation is the result of having a reprobate mindset. This makes one believe the lie more than truth, which supports the prophecy of calling good bad and bad good.
So when you look up the word of affirmation, they're saying that they have a set mind frame of calling something what it is, that it's not. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
So they want to reverse every single thing because the spirit that was put upon them is put upon them to do so. This is all part of the script. You play your role as the damsel and leave the villains alone. Don't join the villain side. Don't go to their side. You stay as the damsel. The hero is going to rescue you. People also ask, what does reform means?
To put or change into an improved form or condition.
This is what Peter had. The memo he got was the reform memo. It says, Peter, we're no longer following what this is here. This is the new revised version that was given from on high. So when it says a reform, whatever comes after it is to put or change into an improved form or condition. So I guess Elohim's words needs to be changed and improved. That's what they're saying. If you're saying we're going to reform the Torah, that means the Torah needs to be improved.
That there's faults in it. And this is why Christianity goes to Hebrews saying finding fault. They look for that word in Hebrews that says finding fault. Therefore, this thing is done away with. But the passage in Hebrews is not referring to the order that the Most High set. is dealing with the frailty of the high priests themselves. That they, as an individual, can die. They can be bought out, depending on who's ruling over Israel. You know, certain things can happen, but if the priesthood, the high priesthood was defective as an institution, why would the Most High or Yeshua return back to go into that institution and complete that role? Why would he want to do that? It makes no sense. And if you're talking about the bulls and goats and all that stuff, why would the same Messiah reinstitute that same thing again
In the future.
in the future?
It don't make any sense.
It don't make any sense if it's so. The emphasis or the fault is not upon the bulls and the goats or even institution of the priesthood. It's dealing with men being corrupt. That he is not corrupt. That's all Hebrews is talking about. It's laying down the thing, the blueprint, and saying, look, it came from heaven, number one. It came from a perfect source, number two. And what we have on this earth is a copy, and he gave it to us to fulfill this thing, but we fell short. So he just pulled it back to himself, took it back to heaven, and says, I'm going to put this thing on hold until I return again. That's all it is, just exposing where we were at fault. And the reason why Hebrews went to that extent is because the temple was supposed to be destroyed
Again, it's all part of what is happening within the script. We're living in this movie. This plot has been written, and that is all part. All these things that we're seeing happening is all part of it. So, Mishpachah, the good has gotten even uglier. So let's look at reform again. This is what they're saying.
So AI overviews about Reform Judaism is a liberal stream of Judaism that emphasizes ethical conduct over strict ritual observance.
So they're telling you we're going to change it because you're too strict. We want to be a little more looser.
Yeah, ethical could be like if society say that we're not going to harm any, or we're not going to take an animal's life, for example, for food anymore. Okay. Well, now we're going to take cells. We're going to take a little cell, blood sample, or a hair, chicken feather, and we'll create chicken nuggets.
Yep.
That is more ethical, because you're not bringing harm to anyone. Oh, thank you. We're not bringing harm to anyone. That's ethical.
Thank you.
Okay.
Continue reading. While
Also acknowledging the evolving nature of Judaism. That's crazy. Evolving nature of Judaism.
So it's like a hamster wheel that just keep turning, and the word is just changing as it's going. It's changing. So the Most I don't know what he's saying. The Most I sitting there like a person that say the head bobbling, because he's so old, and he don't know what to say, what to do anymore. That now he needs advisors to change his word. That's basically what they're saying. Continue. It views
the Torah as a living document that can be adapted to modern times and sees Judaism as a dynamic and ever-changing tradition. Reform Jews are committed to social justice, inclusion, and interfaith dialogue.
a whole bunch of hogwash. That's basically what it is. And you see over here, you have the female rabbis and so forth reading the scrolls. That's reform. That means that the order has changed.
Why can't Miriam come up and read from the Torah scroll? Well, she's on her cycle. She can't. First of all, she's not supposed to come up and read anyway. Well, that's not right. We're all God's children. We all have the right to come up and this is craziness. And this is why the Israelis operate with having women on the battlefield, and they're increasing more numbers. The Orthodox Jewish, the ultra-Orthodox, that's the super Israelis. They refuse to join the military. They refuse. So to make up the difference, they have to bring more females into the army.
bunch of madness. Let's read this a little bit here.
Our faith, Reformed Judaism maintains faith in the covenant between God and Israel as expressed over the generations in the teachings of an ever-evolving Torah and tradition, stirred by the mandate of Tikkun Olam. Reformed Judaism seeks to be the living expression of those teachings. It welcomes all who seek Jewish connection to pursue a life of meaning as inspired by the divine and proclaimed in the truths grasped by Jewish teachers throughout time. It's a bunch of hocus pocus language, but it's talking about evolving Torah tradition. The Torah is not evolving, because now you can say a man can evolve to be a woman.
This is what evolutionists. This is the Jewish version of evolutionists. Basically,
If you can evolve, if you can grow from a child to an old person, you can grow in reverse from an old person to a baby.
No, I have something even better. This is how Satan can be saved.
I guess so.
He can
Makes
be
a lot of
evolved.
sense.
Satan can he can evolve to Christ and be your savior. Mishpakai, you see you see the wickedness? That's right, Elder.
You're right. He's saved. That's right.
He can be
Satan is saved
for the
lake of fire.
That's right. Satan is saved for the lake of fire. The end of the law creates a domino effect, causing the collapse of all the laws. That's why you see this whole thing of reform is coming up. Laws such as clean and unclean foods, the Shabbat day, worshiping of idols and false god, and much more. All we did was just look at the sodomite stuff
I
tonight,
think you
but
need to
there's
change.
so much more.
You need to change the title of your class. Instead of the good, bad, and the ugly, the clean, the unclean, and the dirty.
Hey, Matthew 5 and verse 18.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot, one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
And the question is, has all been fulfilled?
No.
Mishpakai, what is a jot and a tittle? We've talked about this before, but in the chat, what is a jot and what is a tittle?
Ask, since you're asking AI, maybe it can tell you.
Go ahead, pull it up for me. Let me pull it up here. Let's see.
What is a jot, AI? AI, what is a jot?
What is a jot?
Oh, the AI doesn't
Write
want to
something quickly.
It doesn't want to say it.
When you write down a very small amount. You finding it? What
Well,
is a
I
jot
want
and
to
a
see if
tittle?
AI is going to do anything. Okay, I pulled something out. In biblical context, a jot refers to the smallest letter of the Hebrew alphabet, known as a yod. Already know that.
Yeah.
And it symbolizes the smallest detail or part of something. We already know that.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if AI is going to be doing the okey doke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Mishpachah, again, this is what they're doing. They're trying to give you the okie dokie. So in conclusion, Ecclesiastes 12, 13 and 14.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Elohim and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Verse 14, for Elohim shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
So whether you have the good, whether you have the bad, or whether you have the ugly, he's going to bring it in. So Mishpachah, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The clean, the unclean, and the dirty. Fade it out. Because you know how they,
Yep.
they try to get you.
That was Clint Eastwood movie.
Is that Clint?
Clint Eastwood
Uh-huh.
made that movie.
Now that's Clint Backwood.
Yeah.
Clint Backwood Elder.
All right.
All right, Mishpachah, so this was a good class, Brother Shea.
Thank you.
With predestination all tied into there, and if you haven't seen it yet, you go look up the class Predestination on Rumble and YouTube and so forth, and that will give you some insight, a little bit more with the book of Ephesians and so forth. But it's important for us to have the proper understanding of what's written here, because as you can see, people have been playing around with the scriptures to make us believe something else. And now you have demonic technical intelligence, also known as AI.
Agents.
If you ask it a certain way, it'll give you different types of, like, it would never come out directly and tell you what it is. And at the same time, while they are answering your question, they're also looking to see who is asking those questions and saving that information in a data bank to track to see who, when, where, why, and so forth. They're learning about us.
That's right.
For a reason. Everything is there for a reason. So we're going to stop here. Grateful to be with you all tonight. Wonderful class, Brother Shea. And thank you all for sharing your thoughts. And we had some fun with some jokes here and there. But, Mishpachah, please keep your eyes on what's happening.
That's right.
War, war, war. We don't know what's going to happen. Please be mindful and be vigilant, okay? And the Most High will bless and keep you and cause His face to shine upon you, protect you, and keep you safe. With that said, we'll ask elders to close out with a word of prayer in the name of our King.
All
Hallelujah.
praises. Wonderful class, Brother O'Shea and Brother Yona. Indeed. All praises to the Most High. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we want to thank you again for the wonderful class tonight. We want to thank you for our teachers. We pray that thou may bless all of us that participate tonight. Help us as we are about to dismiss. We pray that thou may dismiss us with your loving blessing and help each and every one of us to have a wonderful night rest. And in the morrow, we're going to give you thanks and praise because we thank you. Through your Son, Yahushua, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let
The words of our mouth and meditation of our hearts be acceptable in your sight. O Yah, our strength and our Redeemer. In Yeshua's name, amen. Love you all. Stay strong, stay sharp. We say shalom.
Tsunami and left sickness, danger valley. Quick to transgress, playing with fire continually. The retinal scans as time advance, so that's technology. Where they stop, only one knows the Almighty. Some serial killers, company, woman, laboratory. Eugenics project, side effect, torment the baby. Medicinal bag of chips, we feed the greedy dummy. Marionette of the money, the money power hungry. Backfire, sit down, patient in a them lobby. There's repercussion for just the acts of iniquity. In Jacob of indignation, there's no pity. There's no remorse and no way out and no sympathy. Continue to run your mouth and now you're gonna see. Money-wise, you itching to be destructive. Never have nothing good to give. Blatant with your negative. Wolf away, wolf loading. Wickedly inquisitive. My life is your prerogative. No need to be instructive. Don't try tell me how to live.